So does the ear goes here, right?
I think so.
Hey guys, what you working on?
We're trying to figure out this OSI model, but all we came up with is a picture of a cat.
Well, I guess that's kind of close. Anyway, I know what the OSI model is. Would you like me to explain it to you guys?
That'd be great. Sure.
All right, well, it's a lot like a business. Let's start by comparing it to a business. Well, the physical layer.
The physical layer is just that, physical. It's made up of cables, connectors, hubs, and repeaters. The job of the physical layer is to manage connections by sending and receiving binary signals. But it takes care of more than just that. It takes care of the process of encoding. Encoding is when you represent ones and zeros into a physical signal. The protocol data unit used by the physical layer is bits.
So how does this relate to business?
Well, it's kind of a lot like a business meeting.
Just like communicating data, communicating ideas require the people to sit down and talk about it.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah, well, we're not done yet, though. The next thing to look at is the data link layer.
The data link layer consists of switches and NICs. Its job is to establish media access control, which is why the MAC address is defined here. The data link layer creates a link to other devices and encapsulates the data into a frame with a MAC address. The protocol data unit is the frame.
Okay, so now how does that relate to a business?
Well, it's kind of a lot like the outcomes to a meeting.
The data link layer is like a business because it puts all of the data into a deliverable format, just like meeting outcomes pass on the good ideas.
Okay, cool. So what's the next layer?
That would be the network layer.
The network layer uses routers and some layer 3 switches to send packets of data across the network. This layer finds the fastest path to send data to its destination. This layer also provides access control. Access control consults a list of rules before forwarding information to make sure that there are no problems with the data. This layer also assigns the previous frame with an IP address. This makes this layer's PDU the packet. The network layer is a lot like a manager because he's the one to take the final information from a meeting and he makes the decision on who needs to know.
And what's the next layer like?
Well, now we're looking into the transport layer.
Is that where the cat comes in?
Not quite yet.
The session layer can be represented by public relations in a business because it maintains communications with other applications.
So the message has been delivered then. Is there any more layers?
Yeah, a couple. It's not completely delivered just yet. The next layer we're going to be looking into is the session layer.
The session layer, like the transport layer, introduces no new physical devices. It simply allows two computers to establish ongoing communications. During communications, this layer manages the mechanics of which side can transmit data, when it can transmit data, and for how long. This layer also keeps audio and video in sync through checkpointing, a synchronization process. When the communications are done, this layer also performs teardown to end the communications. The PDU for this layer is the data itself.
So how does that one fit into the business layer?
Well, it's a lot like the different departments in a business.
The transport layer is just like the departments of a company because it breaks data into categorized segments that can be handled by the network.
Alright, so that was the session layer. The next one to look at is the presentation layer.
The presentation layer is where data is represented in a readable format. It sends data to the next layer to establish how it will appear. A software component at this layer, called a redirector, is used to send any request that can't be handled by the local machine across the network to a source that can handle it. This layer also deals with data encryption and decryption as well. The protocol data unit on this layer is data. The presentation layer very well represents advertisement in a company. It conveys the data so users can understand it.
Are we almost finished yet? This seems like a lot of layers.
Actually, yeah, we're on the last layer, so bear with me here. Now we
Okay.
just got to look at the application layer.
The application layer uses the medium of the computer the end user is working on. It provides comprehensible interfaces for applications to access network services. This layer also takes care of error recovery for applications. Components on this layer have both a client component for the user and a server component for the network. Overall, this layer is the link between the person and technology. The PDU here is once again simply data. The application layer is like a store that deals directly with the customer and provides good service too.
All right, well, that's about it, guys. So, you think you understand it now?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, awesome. Well, I got to get to another class, so I'll see you guys later.
Wait, one second. You did everything really well and explained it really well, but I still don't understand one thing. Where does the cat come in?